Hello and welcome to the Unfiltered Experience with Tara and Louisa. We are two girls who speak the truth about the struggle of never feeling enough whilst growing up in a world of filters and comparison. Here we will have raw, relatable and authentic conversations to empower you on your path to self-development. Come with us on the journey of unlearning. Welcome back to our second episode of our pregnancy series. We are talking today about Trimester 2. And I just want to say, if anyone's watching this, Tara and I experimented and got a spray tan yesterday, and mine is a little bit too dark, and I also have mascara on. So we usually try to be super unfiltered, as our name says, but today there is a full filter going on.
Yeah, we're no makeup, no tan.
Yeah.
No nothing. And
I've got everything today.
Today we've got it going on.
Got the whole shebang.
Which is okay.
There's nothing wrong with that, but we just wanted to say. Disclaimer. So welcome back to the journey of unlearning about pregnancy.
Yes, our pregnancy series. So we're a little bit late on this one. Probably should have checked in a little earlier. But that's the thing, I think, when things are going well, you forget to talk about them.
Yeah.
It's only when things are going bad do you want to Unpack, yeah, bring it to the table. But yeah, I think I'll be 24 weeks by the time this episode comes out, 2 weeks left to trimester 2, and my check-in would be that this is the best by far I've ever felt. I actually did one of those like K10 scales the other day because I had a midwife appointment and we were talking about some medication stuff and whatever. And so to get in with the psychiatrist, I needed to fill out one of those anxiety and depression scales. And usually I score quite high. And I literally wrote 0 for everything.
Wow.
I think I got a 1 for like feeling the need to do something. And I honestly think that I feel the need to do stuff because I feel so good. Like it's one of those things where I don't know, like it's probably the best my mental health's ever been in my entire life. And I did get warned about this. Not warned, sorry. I got encouraged to hold on to this point because basically, you know how our hormones work, and we've talked about that a lot on this podcast. And the way you have a big dip, what goes down comes back up. And then, you know, say when you're in your what phase is it? When you're in your
follicular?
Good phase, the follicular phase of your cycle. You've got all the good hormones being released. Basically, I'm in the good phase of pregnancy where all the good hormones are coming out sideways. And, yeah, I feel fucking incredible.
I want to get pregnant.
Yeah, it's been so nice. But there's this thing called nesting, and I didn't know what it was until I started doing it. And people were like, yeah, that's what it's called. But I literally wake up at 5 a.m. and just rip the house apart, and I'm cleaning everything. I'm in every cupboard, every drawer. I'm like organizing this, moving that, pulling furniture out of there. I think I've, redone our spare room like 4 times already. Just like moving things around. And, you know, today I like unpacked all our presents and like put all the like newborn stuff together and 0 to 3 month stuff together and et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, you go into this phase where you just like, for me, I don't want to leave the house. Like I just want to be home all the time. I want to be like setting up for the baby all the time. I want to be shopping for her all the time. It's like this obsession with creating like a safe space for them at home. And I think it's just a really beautiful phase of like evolution it's like where you just get this instinct nurture to want to care and provide and just like, nurture this little baby.
Which gives you just the best excuse to do a Kmart and a baby bunting run.
You're telling me. Oh, my God. It's like
free dopamine.
The biggest dopamine spike I've ever gotten was when we dropped $2,500 at baby bunting the other day. Like I was good for a week after that. And I still I've left everything in boxes. So there's lots of unpacking to do and like lots of setting up to do so that I'm only halfway through the experience, which is just so good because it means there's more to come.
What have you bought?
So we basically went to baby bunting and said, look, if God forbid the baby comes tomorrow, what do we need? And she was really good. She basically gave us like a checklist and she's like, you don't need this, you don't need that, but you need this and you need that. So we bought a cot, And then with that comes like the mattress, the cot protector, the sheets, blah, 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 all the things for that. We actually bought a net to go over the cot to protect the baby from the cat, which didn't work. So no shout out for them. My cat jumped on it and it was like it tents sort of over the cot. And then what else have I bought? So I bought a chest of drawers, a change table, nappies, wipes. We actually bought dummies and bottles to trial at the hospital. So that's another pro tip to try instead of buying a whole sort of bottle pack and breastfeeding pump and everything, because there's so many different brands and there's different styles and, you know, different things for what the baby will like. Buy one of each bottle, one of each dummy and see what the baby likes in the hospital and then go and buy the whole kit. Cool. Yeah, because you don't want to waste all your money because they're like $250, $300 for this kind of pack for everything you need to like breast pump and feed and la, la, la. And she said they've all got different parts about them that, you know, your baby might hate it. They might not want to use it. So why waste your money? Yeah. We also bought pram, car seat, etc., that stuff. And we chose to go with the car seat, not the capsule. And, you know, this is new information. So if anybody's out there like, you know, that's pregnant or wanting to have a baby, it's just good to know that research has come out recently to say that capsules aren't great to keep the baby in long term. So usually in the past, like it was like easy and convenient to kind of take the capsule out of the car and just plug it onto the pram. If the baby's asleep, you can keep them asleep. And it's actually not good to keep them in that capsule for longer than they really need to because of their breathing and the way that it squishes their kind of shoulders and everything. So we got told that when we were there and we decided to go against it. So she said it is annoying, right? Every time you get in and out of the car, you've got to take the baby in and out, wake them up, whatever. She said, but realistically, it's better for your baby not to be in the capsule. So that was interesting. And one more pro tip I got was that we got a monitor. And the monitor comes with a connection to Bluetooth and to Wi-Fi so that you can watch it on your phone wherever you are. Like you can... Not that I'd ever go out of the house without the baby, but, you know, if I'm not home, my partner's home and I want to check in on her, I can see. Yeah. And, I found out that is how weirdos hack baby monitors through the Wi-Fi. And so she's like, do not connect this to the Wi-Fi. Just connect it to the monitor and take the monitor with you. And I thought, what the fuck?
I've seen so much online about that. Yeah. It's so wild.
Why would you want to watch a sleeping baby? I don't understand.
Sickos, mate.
Weirdos. So, yeah, that's basically what we've gotten so far.
Beautiful. Now, what about your recovery? Because we had that listener ask about your recovery in terms of pregnancy.
It's actually a really good question. So I work a 12-step recovery program. And I've been working really hard this time around. For anyone who's familiar with 12-step, you work through the steps. And the steps are like a sort of a 1 to 12 process that's really transformative. And each step has different elements, whatever. And I'm going through them for the second time. And so I've actually made a conscious effort to try and finish them before the baby comes. I don't want to be stuck in the middle. So for me, the commitment to my recovery has been...
That's smart.
Yeah, committing to finishing that. So not extending myself too much to the point where... You know, I'm being of service to all these people and doing things beyond my means.
Classic.
But I'm like doing the stuff that I need to do for me and for my own internal well-being. And I know for me, like I really struggle to want to implement sort of like a spiritual practice for myself. I think that I find excuses and loopholes and reasons not to do it. But because I am caring for something else and I know the impact that stress and all of that stuff has on a baby, I think my motivation to pursue my spiritual practices has been increasing. So I'm more inclined to want to meditate and, you know, speak to the universe and do all the things that I do. So I have been focusing on connecting spiritually and connecting to myself and connecting to my baby, and B, doing the steps so that I can get some freedom from myself.
Yeah, that's nice, because I think like once you have a baby, there's going to be other priorities, and you're probably not going to be able to like nurture yourself in the same way that you are during your pregnancy. So that's some nuggets.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone that's struggling in their first trimester?
Oh, hold on. Just hold on, like it gets better. Someone told me, she said, have the naps, do have the rest, do nothing, skip the gym, skip the walks.
Yeah.
Eat what you can, because you will get all of that energy back later, and you'll get all of that desire and want to do things later. And I didn't quite believe her. And now being in that position, I swear, hand on heart, if you don't have a long-term sort of illness, a pregnancy illness, which unfortunately some people do, if you kind of are like me and you're in that natural progression of moving into trimester 2 and starting to feel better, I promise you it will get better. My energy is through the roof. My desire to want to do things is through the roof. My enjoyment out of doing things is just out of this world. I laugh. I'm happy. Like, I enjoy time with people. Like, it's just next level. Polar opposite. And I look at photos and videos of myself when I was going through that first trimester, and I actually look half alive. So, and I feel like I've got my spark back. Like, I feel like I'm me again.
And I want to just say, because I was actually talking to someone through our Instagram who was really going through it. And I noticed in you that it wasn't right on the 12-week mark that you instantly felt better.
No.
Like, it was sort of, you gradually came out of this hole. And I'd say, by 16 weeks you were pretty good?
Yeah, I would say like 14 to 16.
Yeah, 14 to 16. It wasn't like bang on 12 weeks. Woohoo, we're going.
No.
So if you're right there and you're still feeling pretty crap, like that can be, I would say you were pretty crap at 12 weeks on the dot.
Yeah. No, I remember ticking over to 13, all the 13 to 14, and thinking, surely it's going to get better.
Yes.
Like, this isn't going to fucking go on forever, is it? Like, because I started to worry and I started to think, oh my God, like, I don't feel any different. Is it going to change? And it was not a light bulb moment, but in reflection now, I just think polar opposite to how I felt. Yeah. Which is amazing. The only negative that comes along with this part is what I experienced this morning, which is I went to the osteo and my pelvis is opening, which is great. It's like the natural human body doing its wonderful best. But as a result of that, you get sciatica pain and lower back pain and shoulder pain and all the things. So
all the pain. And I try to engage my core to, like, to counteract like my back arching, and there's just no strength. It just doesn't even exist anymore. So there is no core.
There's no core.
There's a home there.
Core is gone.
The uterus
is replaced.
Yeah.
So, and another thing, sorry, this has been the best part is, and this isn't for everybody. Don't worry if you're not here yet and it's not happening for you. But oh my God, like, her movements, she moves around all day, and it's like she responds to certain things. So even this morning when I was in the osteo getting, things pushed and prodded, and I was like, oh, squirming, like she started squirming too.
Aww.
And then I'll watch something funny and like she'll move around, or like I'll watch TikTok and she'll dance with it, like, to the music. It's like she's really responsive to what I'm feeling and what's going on around her.
Wow.
And I read the other day that they can hear and respond to you. So if you feel your baby move, like, talk to them. And also, like, rubbing your stomach, it is a way of connecting with them too. Like, they can feel that, and it's like they're feeling loved.
The vibes.
Yeah, it's so cute. So that's been amazing. Best part by far.
That's so cute. I always wondered, because I regularly see, like, pregnant women rub their stomachs. And then when I get my period, I was like, I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Like, when I get period pain, I rub my tummy.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
It's it's a natural instinct to just want to say, like, oh my God, hello, like, I'm here. But yeah, she's moving up higher and higher, because, like, I can feel the kicks going from end to end now. which I hadn't felt before. They were kind of a little popping kind of down in my groin, but now it's like in my stomach and I can feel it rolling and moving around and blah, blah, blah. So it's fucking so interesting.
Wild.
The
human body is pretty like exquisite.
It's crazy. Like it blows my mind just how this all happened. Like you would think you would need so much human force to be able to create more life. And it just happens without me even thinking.
Yeah.
It's subconscious. Like it just happens. Like I don't have to do a single thing other than rest. Weird. Yeah. And what I've done is I've chosen to stop going to the gym. Like for me, I don't have that aesthetic drive anymore to need to do things to look a certain way, and the way I feel in my body, I just don't feel comfortable doing most exercises. So I've just decided not to do it anymore, and that's personal choice.
Yeah.
But
good on you.
I don't want to.
Well, you're listening to your body, and I think that is the biggest gift. Like that's real motherhood, and knowing you and your relationship with the gym, like that is the most selfless thing and like the most growing, like so much growth for you to be like, nah, like how healing for you, like having a baby like heals your own inner child.
Oh my God, absolutely. You just start to put something before your own selfish needs.
Yeah.
I think that's been really interesting for me, is that I'm like, oh, what's best for me? I mean, I try to eat like a balanced diet, but I mean, like, yeah, I have cravings for sugar and I can't help that. But, even with what I eat, like I'm like, is this going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Like, yeah, am I having a well-rounded diet that's going to fulfill her? And, you just think of all of those things. So it's interesting.
One thing that you said to me that I think is a really good tip that we can finish on, is that the nesting phase that you're in now, you were suggested to get ready and do this now rather than in trimester 3, because you can't be bothered in trimester 3.
Totally. I mean, I've never been in trimester 3 before. This is just going off other people's experiences. But they say the time comes around and you cannot be fucked, because trimester 3, it all comes crashing down again, energy-wise, and, your dopamine, serotonin, all that stuff's not kind of working the same as it was. So use this time, like optimize your energy. And that's what I'm doing, is just like setting up the baby's room and doing all the stuff now so that I can chill later.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it there. We'll check in again soon. But reach out to us if you're on your pregnancy journey or you need any support, or if there's anything you'd like us to talk about.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.